1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and... Fiberglass Buddha sits in the garden, watching the seasons roll in. Sits like a statue, stares right back at you with a calm and compassionate grin. Fall came to the garden with big wind and color, and Buddha was still as could be. His intentions seemed pure, and I wasn't quite sure, but I could swear he was winking at me. From the garden he can see the traffic on the avenue across the yard, the comings and the goings of all the people who work so hard. And he stares at their great big houses, all the money being blown to the sky, all the commotion, the hard locomotion, the fatigue, profound and wide. Why? But fiberglass Buddha does not worry about the distant rumbling sounds. He just sits and listens to the faint pitter-patter of the rain on his hallowed ground. Fiberglass Buddha watched as the winter rode in on the back of the fall. He sat on the rocks, piled up near the fountain, beneath a tree by the old stone wall. And as the temperature dropped, the fountain was stopped. The war was announced on the news. The timing was good, and the man thought he could sell his point of view. And as the fountain water froze, the body count rose. The truth was beaten black and blue. Logic got trapped with the wall to its back, till it escaped both me and you. But fiberglass Buddha's not worried about the distant rumbling sounds. He just sits and listens to the faint pitter-patter of the rain on his hallowed ground. Fiberglass Buddha greeted the springtime with a blank yet enlightened stare. He wouldn't break form, but it was getting warm. I think he was pleased with the change in the air. But many people were growing restless with their princes, presidents, and kings, their mouths all shouting slogans, and not one saying a thing. Time motored on like a freight train. We knew that the hammer was coming down, but Buddha seemed to say it's alright, it's only the world turning round, round. And fiberglass Buddha's not worried about the distant rumbling sounds. He just sits and listens to the faint pitter-patter of the rain on his hallowed ground. Fiberglass Buddha said hello to the summer, and the heat he did not seem to fade. It was shocking to me, he could just let it be. It was 110 in the shade, and while babies in tin shacks lay sweltering, and monsoon saw whole cities drown, the polar ice caps buckled and cracked in the grip of a glacial meltdown. Real events make up my story. I know the routine that the truth can't be denied. The truth gets turned into a fable until you can't tell the lies from the lies. The lies. And fiberglass Buddha's not worried about the just breathing in the hatred and sin that orbits this earth as it twirls. He might be sighing, or he might be crying, words and bombs burst, high, fly, and hurl. Or he might be sitting alone in his garden, just laughing at all those fools in this world. Fiberglass Buddha's not worried about the distant rumbling sounds. He just sits and listens to the faint bitter patter of the rain on his hallowed ground. Fiberglass Buddha's not, he's not worried, no. Oh no, not worried at all, to the faint bitter patter of the rain on his hallowed ground. Fiberglass Buddha. That was the Ballad of Fiberglass Buddha by Roger Street Friedman. And I played it straight from the charts of the Morristown Youth Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'll do a basic tutorial covering everything I just played. At the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play-along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want over 1,000 more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, each one with a link to its own free video tutorial and play along, just like this one, then check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, first thing to say, there is an easier version of this play along, of this tutorial, of this song sheet at the end of the song sheet. It's a 3-page song, but on the last 3 pages, excuse me, it's actually 7 pages I took for this, but the song itself is on 3 pages first. Then I show some tablature. And then the last 3 pages is a simpler version. And it leaves out all the riffs and all that stuff. And so it's more compact, less chord changes, less things to worry about. That makes it I think a 4-chord song, maybe 5. Anyway, but it makes it a very simple song. And it's in the same key. It's just a simpler version of exactly what I'm playing. If you were playing next to me, nobody would notice that you weren't playing the extra chords. They really wouldn't. And it makes it simpler. So check out the last 3 pages of the song sheet if you don't want to work that hard, or if you're a beginner and you just don't want to think about it. So, all right, now, right hand, almost without exception, this is a 3/4 song, and almost without exception, what I'm doing is putting the emphasis on the first down. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 2 ways I actually make that more emphasis. One is I hit it a little harder. During the choruses, I make it full. Like that. I do a sort of a semi fan strum. It's not really a fan strum. It's kind of. I go across with all 4 fingernails, whereas I might not do that with the rest. I might just hit. But so I make it fuller. But also, I pause after just that first down. Actually, I guess I pause after the 3rd down too, but you don't really hear that because we're soft anyway. So it's like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, down, down, up, down, down, down. Now, other than that, the only thing I have to say about the right hand is I have sort of 3 modes, which is to say the normal mode during most of the verses is I keep it light. And part of the reason I keep it light is so that it'll be a bigger change when I go bold on the chorus, right? And I actually go bold on the chorus at the end of the G of the verse. So like first verse, all the commotion, the hard locomotion. Sorry, I'm supposed to be going soft. Commotion, the hard locomotion, the fatigue profound and wide. And here I start building up. Why the fiberglass Buddha's not worried. Bold against the same strum. I'm just doing it bolder during the choruses, all of the choruses. And then the very, very end, what I call the epilogue verses, right? the very end. We've already gone through all the seasons. Notice the song goes autumn, winter, spring, summer, right? But then there's an epilogue that's just about Buddha. It's not really about seasons. It's about Buddha. And during those epilogue verses, I go especially light. Right? Just same strum, just very light. So it gives a little bit of a different emotional exude from the song. All right, now, right hand. I'm going to do my version. Again, the simpler version on the last 3 pages is just a simplification of this. But I'm going to go through this chronologically. I'm going to show the little bits of fingerstyle, what I call the FCGC riff, right? That's the intro. And we play that a couple other times. FCGC riff. That part has, again, there's just the tiniest bit of fingerstyle that is, the tablature for that is written out on the 4th page. But so you can follow that up if you want, or you can just play F, C, G, C. That's all you have to do. So you could do that. You can skip this if you want. But again, I'm going through chronologically, so here we go. I'm going to do this in slow motion. Normal strum, right? But this time, I'm going to pick up some of the notes. That's all the F is. Now I drop the C. By the way, I almost always in this song, even when it's less comfortable, I almost always go to the ring finger because it'll make what follows later easier. So here, I'm just picking up my index finger. On the C, I'm dropping my middle finger onto the 3rd string from the floor, 2nd fret. And then, G. Pick up your index finger again. And then C, and I'll drop that C suspended 4th. That's it, one more time. And then the verses, here we go. Fiberglass Buddha sits in the garden, watching the seasons roll in. Now just drop that and pick it up again. Sits like a statue. See, that was easy. Stares right back at you with a calm and compassionate grin. So that's a little harder. I've got my C. See, that's why I need the middle or the ring finger there. That's what I call the C up. It's a run up. You can hear. That's what you hear on that 3rd string, right? And then right into the riff. And another version of that, another line of that. But then at the 2nd C up. So let me see. Intentions seemed pure, and I wasn't quite sure, but I could swear he was winking at me from the garden. So I got this. I dropped the 2 spare fingers that I'm not using. I dropped those on the F. From the garden we can see the traffic, and that's a very quick touch on the C suspended 4th, right? Traffic, and again on the avenue across the yard. The comings and the goings, all the people who work so hard. Now I'm just going to move my ring finger over one string. Just, that's it. And he stares at their great big houses, all the money being blown to the sky. All the commotion, the hard locomotion of its heat, profound and wide. Now the chorus, bold, remember, but it's essentially exactly the same chords. Whoa, sorry, fell off my little step stool. Whatever. But fiberglass Buddha's not worried, touch, about the distant rumbling sounds, touch. Just sits and listens to the faint bitter patter. Now I'm gonna drop an A minor across there with my middle finger. Of the rain on this hollow ground. And here, this goes, that's right normal, but now I'm gonna drop an A minor. And that normally comes comes at the end of the chorus. And that is pretty much all you need to know about playing the song. And now I'm going to do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. I'm going to go from the intro through the first chorus, because after that it's pretty much duplicated. But so, pick up your ukulele and follow along in slow motion if you think it'll be helpful. We're starting with the intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and... Fiberglass Buddha sits in the garden, watching the seasons roll in. Sits like a statue, stares right back at you with a calm and compassionate grin. Fall came to the garden with big wind and color, and Buddha was still as could be. His intentions seemed pure, and I wasn't quite sure, but I could swear he was winking at me. From the garden he can see the traffic on the avenue across the yard, the comings and the goings of all the people who work so hard. And he stares at their great big houses, all the money being blown to the sky, all the commotion, the hard locomotion, the fatigue, roar profound and wide. Start to get bolder now. Wide, but fiberglass Buddha's not worried about the distant rumbling sound. See, I'm doing that. He just sits and listens to the faint pitter-patter of the train on his hallowed ground. Now start lightening up again. That's it. See you Wednesday.